Hi everyone, this is Deacon Paul, and this is the Gospel Reflection for Wednesday, April 1st. And today we continue in John chapter 8, and today we focus on verses 31 to 42. So here Jesus continues his dialogue with the Jewish people, and today he dives into some deep water, talking about freedom and slavery, sin and truth. And it's interesting at the beginning of this reading how the people react when he says that the truth will set you free, and they react by saying, "Hey, we're already free. We're not slaves. We've never been slaves to anyone." And Jesus responds by saying to them, "Very truly I tell you, everyone who commits a sin is a slave to sin." And I think in this time of Lent, that's an important thing for us to reflect upon today is where am I a slave to sin? You know, because we don't think of ourselves as slaves. We think of ourselves as free people. We think of ourselves as having freedom to choose what we think, what we believe, how we spend our time, where we put our resources, and so forth. But so often, many of those decisions are not freely made because behind the scenes, we are slaves to all kinds of things that we might not be aware of. And that's an important thing for us to look at this time. And of course, with everything going on in our world right now, there's been a huge amount of disruption to all of our routines. And what that can do is bring into our awareness patterns of behavior that were previously unconscious, because now either we're not able to do them anymore or things have changed, and we become more aware of the things we do and why we do them. And when we think of the idea of being a slave to sin, obviously we think of particular transgressions, the things typically that we might bring forward in confession. But I think it's also helpful to keep in mind the broader context and broader meaning of sin, because you've probably heard that sin derives from, in the Greek, from a word that's used in archery, which in archery means missing the mark. So when you miss the target, the same word is used as we use for sin. So thinking of sin not so much specifically as moral and ethical transgressions, but rather thinking of sin of where am I missing the mark in my life? Without even knowing it, where am I making decisions on how to spend my time, how to spend my energy, how to spend our attention is such a gift. Am I missing the mark with where I'm placing and what I'm focusing my time and energy and attention on? So let us take that time today to be with Jesus in the way that he is with those people in this dialogue, that we may recognize the ways that we are slaves.